Good morning, guys. I wanted to do a quick video for you. A lot of you are thinking about gardening and canning this time of year, even though there might be snow on the ground still for some of us. I was going through my pantry this morning and I did a couple of experiments last year when I was canning. And so, sorry, the camera's a little shaky. And so I wanted to share those with you, because I feel like it's important, especially for those of you who are just starting to can, to know that there are some real safety issues with canning that you should take seriously. One of those being the sterilization of your jars. I read several blog posts last year by people, some of them were seasoned canners, according to their blog posts. I don't know them personally, and then others were new people who were starting out. A lot of people, they gave you the option of either sterilizing your jars in a canning bath, or just rinsing them under really hot water with hot soapy, mixture. And Samson, stop. Homestead dog is being bad today. So I did both. I normally sterilize my jars in a water bath canner, so I did that, and then I did 2 cans with just the hot tap water, hot soapy tap water. So that was one thing that I did. The other thing that I did, I left the rims on some of, and when I say rims, I mean, I'll show you. I left the rings on some of my cans. Now, it's okay to do that if they're not tight. A lot of people say fingertip strength tightness, but they can break your seal in the top. So I did some with and some without. So here's what I found. I think mainly my issue is with the not sterilizing jars. So I went to my pantry this morning to get out some peaches, and I noticed that the jar that I had labeled that I had not sanitized, if I had not have looked, I might not have seen it, but it has mold in it. That's a bad thing, because if I were to not have even looked at that jar carefully, I would not have seen the mold in it. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little tiny bit of mold right there, and you really can't. It's right here. Even just that little bit of mold, if I would have eaten that, or if my son would have eaten that, he could have gotten, think botulism. Anything could have happened. And so this was in the jar that was not sterilized in a water bath canner. This was in the jar that was sterilized in hot tap water with hot soapy water. I did keep the ring on this one, and the seal did not break. So I'm not as concerned with that with this one, but I was very concerned with the sanitization of that one. So that one's going to go in the trash. So my next one, I also did the ring around it, and then I did not sterilize this one either. Now this one is applesauce. The other one was peaches. I did this in late summer. The applesauce I'm doing in the fall. Now I had more issues with this one. I did not, please be careful. I did not sterilize this one. I did the hot tap water. And then I also put the ring on this one. And you can see with the ring on this one's really flat. Okay, it said seal and the ring did not break. But with this one, I'm going to try to take it. Yeah, I just took the ring off and I heard it go psh, instantly. And the seal is broken. And the ring wasn't even on there that tight, so there's that. But then there is so much mold in there. And it smells. It's fermented and stinky, and it's really bad. Okay, so my tip to you this summer and spring, if you have early spring vegetables that you're growing. Stop. Shh. I have a little homestead kid in the background getting breakfast. Hold on. Okay. outside. Real life. So my suggestion to you this spring and summer and fall, when you're canning, if you're just starting out, please, please, please sterilize your jars in a water bath canner or in a big stock pot on your stove. It's just, I mean, it might take a little longer, but it's so worth it. As you can see, you don't want to get sick. The other thing is, the rings were created, which I didn't know this when I first started canning, so this is why I'm sharing these things with you. The rings were created to go not tightly, but, you know, just fingertip tightness on your jars for when you're giving them a water bath or to hold the lid down when they're cooling. Because like when I make jelly, I don't put them in a water bath. I just put the hot jelly in the pint jars, I put the top on, screw this on loosely, and then they seal themselves. But for the peaches and the applesauce, I do a water bath. So these are here to just simply fingertip tightness to keep the lids on while they're in a water bath, and then take them off after, you know, your tops have sealed. If you leave your lids on, it can break the seal, as you saw with the applesauce. Another thing that's really important, if you don't have resealable or reusable lids, which the metal ones aren't reusable, you need to get new lids every year. I have used old lids and they've worked, but you know, after 2 times, it's hard to say because you're going to get little pinprick holes that you can't really see. So that's it. I really hope that you practice safety with canning this year because it's really important. I would hate for you and your family to get sick. I did this experiment specifically in mind for this last year, just so I could help educate people so you can see what the outcome was. And the outcome was not good. It was mold. I didn't sterilize these 2 jars in a water bath canner. I simply ran them under hot water, hot soapy water. I left the rings on, which caused one of the jar seals to break without me knowing. It's been broken for months, and all this mold has been in this jar. And the other thing is to get reusable or get brand new lids every year. Take the ring off once it's sealed. And even if you do all those things perfect, you need to really look in your cans every year or every time you take them out. If you're keeping them for long-term storage, check them monthly. But really, really look really well around the rim when you're first taking it out. I mean, that's just disgusting. And it's just that little bit in here, which is probably just a little bit that was left from not sterilizing it, and I didn't get all the hot water around the jar in the sink. But look in your cans really good this year and make sure that none of them have mold. When you open them, make sure they smell fresh, make sure there's no particles floating on top, and practice good safety this year if you're just getting started. And if you're like me, you'll be planting seeds later today or sometime this week, which is my plan, either today or tomorrow. And I wish you great success in that and have a great garden 2016. Bye.